What up, what up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm J and we're locked in. This is episode 3 of Snowfall season 6, the last season. Right now, it looks like we're trying to figure out what's going on with everybody. And episode 3 is leaning more towards the Leon story. Of course, we're going to see Franklin and everybody, but we finally get to see Leon. He went to Africa and now he's back. Now, before we jump into it and break down this episode, if you like Snowfall content, if you want Franklin to stay alive at the end of this season, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Make sure you hit that like button and follow me on Instagram right here. Now let's go ahead and jump into this episode. Leon went to Africa and now he came back with a whole new mindset on potentially leaving the game for good. So let's jump into it. This is episode 3 of Snowfall season 6.
FX's Snowfall.
The first 2 episodes, we were wondering where Leon was. Now, we know he asked Wanda to go to Africa with him, and at first she was a little hesitant, but we do hear mention that he left the country, he's out the game. Well, him and Wanda, they are experiencing a life that they never knew existed. This is totally different than how it was in LA, especially in the projects. The air is fresher, people are friendlier, and you're just living a more modest lifestyle out here. So these two, they are very, very happy. But while they're here, our man Leon sees a sign on the wall that's basically saying our people won't be able to experience change or know what it is until we fix what we are living in, so we'll be able to see what's actually out there. So this puts an idea in Leon's mind of maybe I need to go back to the hood and save the people in the projects and then come back out here and worry about my life, because you got to remember, Leon is one of the people that were putting the drugs in the streets. For Leon, things are a little bit different. His subconscious mind is telling him, you got to go back and fix what you helped damage. Now, Wanda, we know that she's took a path that 99.9% of us watching, we wouldn't even think twice about going down there, let alone looking down that. But she took that path and she knows that it's nothing but trouble back in LA. So she's trying to convince Leon that maybe with the money that they have, they can help them in LA from Ghana. But Leon's saying, I got to be able to actually get my hands on the money to make this happen. But she's really saying, Leon, don't go back. There's trouble waiting. While they're in Ghana, they actually visit where the slave trade actually started. Before they came to America, Ghana, the port, this is one of the spots where it was tradition when African tribes, they went to war against each other, they would enslave everybody that they defeated. But it would just be sent amongst other tribes. But then they started selling it to the Europeans, to the foreigners. And of course, they didn't know what was happening once they sold them to them, but they continued to do it after they found out. So when Leon hears this history, he's looking at it like, man, it's easier to escape slavery than it is the crack rock. Because if you gave someone an opportunity to be free, they wouldn't even look back to being a slave. But if you give someone a crack rock, and they say they clean, they could always go back. They might potentially go back. So Leon really wants to go back to the States to fix what he has helped damage. So Wanda wants Leon to stay here in Africa, but if he has to go back to the States, she wants to know where that's going to leave her at. So they decide to get married. So Leon is making a change. He started with the man in the mirror, and now he's going back to try to uplift his people, but it might be too late. Now, we do get a foreshadow. He's telling Leon, before you go back, let me tell you a story. Now, you keep your riches as close to you, and people go to war over keeping their riches. So basically what he's telling Leon is Franklin, Dion, Jerome and them, their riches is the dope game. So trying to get close to them and separate them from their riches, you might be in danger with this. So be aware. So that is foreshadowing for our boy Leon going back to LA, because he's on the positive. Everybody there, well, we're about to see they're real negative. Leon gets back to the projects, and the first person he talks to is Einstein, and Einstein is telling him it's crazy. Dion versus Saint versus Jerome and Louie, Kane versus Dion. Man, it's going down in the city. Now, our boy Leon's been gone for a couple of months, and let's just say it's not the same LA that he left. Louie and Jerome getting shot at, coming out the hospital because they sent the cops after our boys. They killed Diamond. Man, it's a bloodbath in these streets. But this is how the dope game is. Somebody sent men in ski masks to get Franklin out the development building. Kane's people killed Big D's cousin in the barbershop. Man, it ain't even safe out here. Franklin almost killed Big D while he was taking a number 2 in the Burger King bathroom, but the police came in and saved him. Man, LA, the late 80s, this is not the place to be, y'all. Stay away. Now Leon is understanding what everybody was telling him, even Wanda, while they were in Africa. It don't make any sense. And Wanda saying it never did. But this is how it is out here. They're keeping those riches close to their pockets, even if that means killing one of their own. Even in this street war, street beef, there's still a little time to enjoy life. Jim and Jerome is out by the pool. Nothing better than having your shirt open with a nice cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes, but do your thing. Jerry curl just a dripping. Enjoy life a little bit, y'all. Franklin sits down at Mr. Chow's with his lovely wife, his baby mother, Veronica, and her beautiful mother, Cassandra. Now they're sitting here and everything seems like it's good. We seeing smiles, we're laughing, joking, champagne, wine, we got it all. So Franklin wants to know, forget all this happiness. Does this mean we're good? AKA the $73 million, are we going to get that back? Cassandra said, we are good. Tomorrow at lunch, we're going to get the files and then we should be good to go moving forward. So Franklin is excited. Now Cassandra is saying, oh yeah, we got that handled. And thank you for bringing this lovely creature, my daughter, back into my life. So Franklin, he's hearing all this, but what he really wants to know about is where's that money at? Louie hit up Teddy to re-up. Now we know that she was robbed and they didn't have any money, but Teddy said he's going to front her because she is one of his biggest movers. Actually, she's his only mover. But Gustavo is dropping it off. Now we're looking at these black and white photos that are being taken, and they're being taken by Tony in the DEA, the one that was just working with Gustavo, the one that Gustavo has to report back to. So now they're putting together all the pieces because they're trying to figure out what the hell Teddy got going on. And if that means bringing down Louie, Franklin to get to Teddy, then so be it. Now Teddy, we know he's working. His boss already told him, look, there's still a shipment out there. It's going to take about a month. It's one of Avi's last shipments and it's going to Costa Rica. So he's setting up flight plans. They need to be there at the airport at 0300, 3 o'clock in the morning for takeoff at 4. Now Gustavo comes in and he hears this and Teddy's like, yeah, get your stuff ready. We're going to Costa Rica. Gustavo, he didn't plan for this. You can't just tell me we're going to Costa Rica in the morning. But he has to report back to Tony and let them know, hey, some stuff is going down. Leon's walking around the projects and everybody like, oh, welcome back, Leon. You been out the game, man. What's up? So he's going to go talk to Dion because of everything that's going down. Now, you got to remember, Dion was with Leon. Leon left. Dion said, oh, I get to be in charge now. And of course, once he did, everything started to crumble. Now he's talking about the war that's going on. And he said he didn't want to be in between any of it. But he got in between it when he talked to Jerome. And then Jerome killed Diamond. Dion, you were the last person talking to them before that happened. So that's why all this is going down. But Dion's not giving up those riches. We heard you got to keep them close to your pocket. Now he's saying Franklin is crazy. Franklin is Leon's brother. Yeah, they had their differences, but they're still close. They still had that bond. And that's why Leon is here like, hey, man, we got to change all of this, especially going to Africa and seeing how our people were treated before they came over. Now they're going against each other. Don't you know we're killing our own people? But Dion's like, if you want to come back and work for me, okay. And as long as you stay in your lane, we ain't got no issues because it's the dope game. It's all business. No friends, no family, business. Teddy just got word that there may potentially be an attack when he gets down in Costa Rica. And if there is, wipe him out, but you got to keep one alive so we can get some answers. Teddy's like, all right, bet. Gustavo has to report to Tony because he's about to leave. Now, he doesn't know any of the information. He don't know no flight plans. All he knows is they leaving in the morning. So Tony wants information and Gustavo's like, if I had some, I would give it to you. But he doesn't have none. And you know that Gustavo is low-key nervous because he wasn't expecting this. You would be too if I was like, hey, y'all, I got a couple of flights. I need y'all to meet me at 3 o'clock at the airport. Where are we going? What time do we get back? You see what I'm saying? He's going with Teddy, a dope dealer, an arms dealer, a CIA operative. Dog, this is totally different. I don't know where I'm going, Tony, but let me tell you, Teddy is crazy. And while they're on that plane ride, Now, I ain't never flew a PJ. Y'all been on a private jet? Cause I sure the hell haven't. I haven't had no couch, none of that luxury. Straight seat, aisle seat, window seat. I hate the middle seat. But Teddy's laying down and Gustavo is nervous as hell. Feet just. Teddy's like, calm down, cause this is just another day for Teddy. Now, when they get there, we got 3 teams. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and they'll be Team Delta. We need to get these arms and get the hell out of here. Now, if they attack, we got a signal. It's going to be a little bitty soccer ball. If Gustavo throws it, that means clean everybody out. Teddy gave them direct orders. Any information they have on them, even if it's in their socks, take it because they need this. You got to remember, Teddy is trying to get back legit. So if he can get this, that 73 M's, clean up his record, he's back at Langley. Now, Wanda is a recovering junkie. She went to Africa. She got her grandma a chain because the grandma was the only one in her life. Now, when she takes this necklace back to her grandma's not letting her in the house because she had a troubled past once before. And grandma's like, no. Remember you sold my stuff? Yeah, you sold all my stuff. She's like, oh, grandma, that was a long time ago. Grandma said, no, that wasn't a long time ago. It wasn't just a couple seasons ago. It wasn't that long ago. But Wanda is clean now. The only thing is that junk took a hold of her body and you kind of lose the ones that loved you because they can't trust you now. They never know if you're going to relapse. They never know what you're really up to. That's why the first thing grandma asked was, what do you want? Because typically she was coming over and asking for stuff. But grandma closes the door and says, if you want to leave that necklace, then leave the necklace. I'll get it when you leave, but I'm not letting you in my house. Damn, Wanda. Franklin and his mama, they've been really putting in work. The development company is taking off. They're about to start building bigger buildings. I'm talking skyscrapers. That's where the money is. You start building these, you develop them, you build them, and when you rent them out, you start leasing the office space. That's where the money comes in. That's where the big bucks come in. So Franklin is actually doing a good thing right here, and Cissy is here to support him. Leon is trying to make it right. He's trying to have peace in the streets. I told you, him and Franklin are like brothers. So he does bring a gift to Louie and Jerome. It's a mask from Africa. Now, Louie likes it. Jerome ain't trying to hear none of that. He don't even want to hear what Leon has to say. But Leon is saying, y'all gonna mess up the family doing all of this. If y'all kill him or he kills y'all, then what? What about the family? And Jerome is saying, you ain't family. And that hurts Leon because Leon's been there from the beginning. Before all this kicked off, Leon and Franklin were best friends. They had their differences, but they settled that. And now Jerome is basically saying, you got to pick sides. And it seems like you on Franklin's side, even though Leon hasn't picked any sides. He went to Africa. He's done. He's just trying to make it right. But Jerome doesn't want to hear it, tells him to get the hell out of here. All right, y'all. It's time to set this up. We got to get this cargo hold. We in Costa Rica. I love it down there. And we got to make it happen. Now, Gustavo is starting to ask, when all of this is done, what are we going to do? When the war is over, what are we going to do? Teddy's like, you going to go your way? I'm going to go mine. So Teddy, he's thinking I'm going to get back legit. And then he's going to probably start locking up because that's what they do. He's going to get legit and start locking up everybody he was working with because those are easy targets. He already knows the whereabouts. But he's like, let's get back to business. They pulled up. Now Gustavo has to go over there and we're trying to make this happen with no fumbles. Well, let me tell you something. In less than 30 seconds, Gustavo gets over there, throws a little soccer ball up in the air, and all hell breaks loose. We got Teddy sniping people. Pow, damn. Gustavo got 2 pistols. Ping, ping, ping. I'm talking about everybody's hopping out. Everybody's getting murked. Now we got 5 minutes. Search the bodies. Any information. Let's get it and go. Teddy ain't playing around. The search begins. They can't find any information. Teddy stumbles across a book bag on the flight back. And inside of it, it's a little bolt. But if you unscrew the top of the bolt, there's a piece of paper in there. And what does it say? We don't know. But what we do know is it was written by the Russians. Now we know the KGB is already looking for Teddy. But this whole shipment and the people that were supposed to be receiving it, they were Russians. So now this is getting serious. this is getting serious because you already know America and the Russians, they always had their issues. They still got their issues to today. So seeing this, Teddy's like, oh my goodness. Now Leon's making his rounds, trying to see everybody in the community before he heads back to squash the beef. Now he goes to talk to Franklin last, and when we get to Franklin's house, he has a gun, rightfully so, because the inside of his penthouse is torn up. Louie and Jerome sent dirty cops over there to just smash everything. They know he didn't have any product, but they're just messing with him. And now these two need to have the conversation that's really needed to be had. While Leon is here, he found out that Ivy has passed. We don't know what happened to him. We ain't seen him, even though we know Ruben got on him. So what he does tell Leon, right here, right now, if you're going to be in the game back in LA, you need to choose sides. You either with me, and of course Franklin wants him to be with him, or you with Louie and Jerome and Dion and all of them. It's nothing personal. It's all business, but you got to choose. And this is putting Leon in a tough position because he wants to change. He doesn't even want to be in the game. He want to take what little money he has and move to Ghana. All right, there you go. Episode 3. Let me know what you think about Snowfall. Is Franklin and Leon going to get back together, or is Leon going to decide to not pick sides and try to get back to Africa with his wife? He's going to definitely need to figure out how to move that money so he can actually get out the country. Let me know what you think about this. Episode 3, I think it was, I won't say it was a filler episode. It was just lining up the rest of the season. So I definitely appreciate this episode. It wasn't as much action or anything. The war setup was very good. But other than that, pretty solid episode, 6.5, 7. But let me know what you think about it. Make sure you tune in tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern for the live after show discussion. We're going to break down each individual character. I'll answer some of your questions. We'll come up with some predictions and some theories for the next episode. Thanks for watching. I'm Mo.J. If you like this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.